What's up, Rockstars? Another handy cam video for you guys. I'm going to be going over my game collection. Alright, I'm going to tell you why this video exists, but first we're going to set you down somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where. That's me playing against my son. He has the Tyranids. I was trying out the Space Marines. I'm going to set you down. Alright, got you guys all set down. Okay, so this is actually a Patreon video, or at least it was voted on by my patrons and YouTube members. Thank you so much for your guys' support. If you would like to be part of the channel, help the channel grow, help the channel keep running in this super expensive hobby, you can do so. Link down in the description below, of course, is a link to Patreon and that join button for YouTube membership. Guys, thank you so much. I always appreciate it. And now I get to talk about this. Now, there was actually a vote here. And it was a tie. It was a tie for the two top ones. I'm picking this one because I'll do the other one a little bit later and a little bit more broadly. I'll do some research on it, essentially. This one I just get to talk about my games. But one was talking about FOMO and collecting, and one is going over my game collection. And I feel that's almost kind of the same video, too. So we're going to go over my collection and see what I have, and I'll just kind of talk through it. I'll do it real quick. I'm not going to spend too long on all of them, so it'll just be a little snippet perhaps on each one, but I'm going to try and do actually every single one that I have currently unboxed and on shelves. So there's more scattered throughout for various reasons, but whatever. Okay, so, all right. I guess we'll just start with, hate. So hate right here. I have an all into hate, and it was probably the thing that launched this channel into what it is now. I covered it in a details video because I was interested in the gameplay. Imagine that in a game. And everybody talked about the theme, which was cool, I thought, but a lot of people don't like it. So, yeah, that's why I have hate. I still have it today. It's a weird game. It's a weird game because, like, your worst game of it is the first time you play it because you don't have any of the luck mitigation. You haven't customized your army, your tribe, anything like that. So, like, it's kind of funny how that works. Underneath that, I have Oathsworn. Again, I mean, come on. I have good taste, guys, right? I mean, no, Oathsworn's a lot of fun. So, been a fan of that since I started playtesting it. You're going to see a little snippet here of this one here. So, the World of Smog is something that I enjoy quite a bit. However, the in-between part where you're shopping and leveling up and all that can be a little long, and it's not exactly something I like. We left, again, this is kind of like Shadows of Brimstone, where we needed to do all that, and then I haven't set it up since. So I still like it. It's a fun game. Very, very tight. Every game I've played has come down to the wire, and it's a cool theme on top of that. All right, below that, we're going to come down here. We have The Witcher. So The Witcher, or The Witcher The Old World, I think is actually how it's titled. Again, super fun little card game that you get to kind of explore, meet the cool monsters and do all that. Do a little bit of PvP if you want, and go on quests and all that, because it's kind of like The Witcher the board game in a lot of ways. And yeah, I like it. A lot of fun. Okay, next one. We go up here. DC deck building game. Guys, I love it. I love it. You guys know that. I have a blast with it. I'm a big DC fan. I tend to like the DC superheroes more. Batman, The Flash, even stuff like Zatanna, Dr. Fate, all those kind. I like quite a bit of them. They are good stuff. Batman also has the best rogue gallery out of all of them. The Flash, actually, I feel has a good one, too. So, there's that as well. Spider-Man's probably the biggest Marvel one. But I have the DC deck building game. I can only afford so much. So no Marvel Champions, anything like that. At least not yet. More World of Smog. This, I don't even know what expansion. And I have like little like minis my wife like started painting, and I just haven't put it back in the box or whatever. This is probably the Kickstarter expansion or Kickstarter minis to this. I think is what that is. Machina Arcana looks super cool. I still have not played it. I need to. It's one of my unplayed games of shame. I need to at least get a play session in, if nothing else. Then we have Conan. I'll talk more about Conan in a bit. Some Street Fighter minis. I'll go and talk about that now. Minis are fantastic. My wife and I both love the theme, and it's a fun little kind of bluffing game that you're just trying to do counters on and combos and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. It's a more enjoyable experience than I thought it would be. All right, so then down below a little bit more, we have Chronicles of Drudagor. Yeah. I enjoyed this one actually quite a bit. I love the points of interest. Apocalypse improves everything 100% across the board, I feel. It is like way better of a version of the system. Definitely, like, they went, like, this was their first step, but they started running with Apocalypse. I was really impressed with my time with Apocalypse. The story is so much better. The points of interest so much better. The enemy variety and types so much better. I've only played parts of it. So anyway, that one's a lot of fun. But Chronicles of Drugor, as long as you have all the expansions, which I do, then that's also enjoyable. Right here, you're going to see kind of a mini cube. This is a whole bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, but they're pre-made decks. So you can just kind of like grab the deck and have a deck to play and change them up, stuff like that. I'll often grab that out, especially if somebody wants to play, but we don't want to like sit there and go through thousands of cards to like make a deck. They don't have one made. Boom, I got some made. We can just go play some of those. I have a few others in a few other containers you'll probably see. Then below that, we have... That's a big one. That's a big one. Mythic Battles Pantheon. Blast to play. Not the most well-balanced. There is especially some scenarios that are just ridiculously unbalanced. It was originally a Mythic Games game, so there you go. And then it's a Monolith game, and so it got only slightly better, but not perfect. But I still love it. The minis are cool. I recently painted the Hydra. That's how I tried out the my airbrush. So that's kind of cool. A lot of great minis in there. And again, the theme's cool. All the different ways the expansions change the rules, give their own kind of unique flavor to it, and that's neat. I like that. It has like campaigns, not just skirmish. It's really cool. I actually really like it. That's a fun one. All right, we're moving on down the line. So here we have, way up here, we have a 3D printer I need to fix. We have the Harakiri prototype. A lot of cool stuff there. A few nerds things. Some Arena, the contest stuff. Arena, I'll talk about more over there. So we're going to skip that. Machine Arcana, here's like actually the big box. Those were the expansions. More Magic the Gathering cards in here. This was actually the start of probably everything. Was this... Oh, it's so heavy. There's so many cards in there. It is packed. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to put you down. Whew. All right. Got it down. Yeah, so bought that with my wife, or she was just my girlfriend at the time. We played some Magic together. I had some when I was like a young teen, and then I didn't anymore. So we bought some more. The rest is kind of history. Though I then held off on that for a while, and then got back into it again, and that's when board gaming started. Townsfolk Tussle, yeah, it's another boss battler that's a lot of fun. I quite enjoy it. I like the style of it a lot. The style of it's really cool, so I really dig that. Really appreciate that. And yeah, that's the prototype. So it's like the Odd Jobs, Nefarious Neighbors thing. So that's why that's there. But I have the Townsfolk Tussle. I've just shoved somewhere. Conan is my wife's favorite game. It is one of my all-time favorites as well. It's a lot of fun. I love how streamlined it is. I love how easy it is to play. I love the theme. I think the minis are cool. It's not, doesn't take too long to set up. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, a lot of dice chucking, and I love the kind of resource management it has there, with that being also your health and stuff like that. A lot of variety in scenarios, just a really enjoyable game. I love Conan. A classic. Monopoly Unicorns versus Llamas. Nobody really makes a comment on this in the back end of my video, but it was a April Fool's video at one point. I did an unboxing of that. I think I threw a llama at the time. Let's see, more Chronicles of Drudagor. More Chronicles of Drudagor. Okay, that's all just Chronicles of Drudagor down there. So then, way down here, all we have is some more Mythic Battles Pantheon. There are too many. Too many. Maybe not. I don't know. Can you have too much? Considering I got all of Ragnarok, which I don't know when that's done. What's up with that? Dear Lord. Okay. All right. Moving on. Right here, we got Batman. It's Conan, but Batman. You guys know I had to get that. It's an interesting one. It's interesting because while the rule set is very similar to Batman or to Conan, the way it's balanced gives it a completely different feel. Completely different. Conan is very much a slapstick, I'm gonna go and like whirlwind behead people. And that's a lot of fun. Batman, often, you are only playing the objectives because he's like a detective. He's not there to just like beat up every single person he sees. So it is fun when you do that. So if you're just going around trying to beat up all the bad guys, you're going to lose in Batman, which is completely different in Conan, where normally the win condition is make sure everybody's dead around you. So It's cool to see a game with the same system and two very different, unique feels. That plus the pre-planning in that is super important. So it tends to be harder on the heroes because you can make bad decisions before the game even starts. So very interesting take on it, and the rule book is egregiously long. More Conan. Look, this is what I'm talking about, and I'll talk about the Great Dumb Moody in a second. When I know I like a game, and I know I play a game, I have no problem investing far too much money into it. So I actually called up friendly local gaming stores, like, around me in neighboring states, and they were willing to ship me, like, they all had these different expansions. This is before they did the reprint, where they reprinted most of them. And I went and, like, paid to have them ship them to me. So I ordered a lot over the phone. It was a very weird process, but I was able to actually get quite a bit, which was super nice. So a lot of expansions. This goes, like, deep in there. The Great Dumb Moody. This is another thing that kind of started me on this journey. This was played when I worked at HP. A lot of the guys over there over lunch would play the Great Dumb Moody, and I'd never heard of it. It sounded stupid, but I went and I had a ton of fun playing the Great Dumb Moody. I love the Great Dumb Moody. It's a fun game. So if you've played it, shout out to you guys. If you haven't, take a look into it. It's actually a lot of fun. I play it with my parents a lot now. That's typically when I play that. All right, now below, you guys know what's coming. Oko Chronicles. Yes, super excited to talk about that anytime. Oko Chronicles is fantastic. It's a great game. Very, very much flies under the radar for a lot of people. I think a lot of that is Red Joker themselves and just not being great at marketing their super cool game. But it is a dungeon crawl where, it's also like an investigation thing more than just like a dungeon crawl. And there's some sneaking involved, and you're trying to figure things out. And the Overlord is trying to hide and stuff. Again, very different than most dungeon crawls you're playing. But then there's craziness, like you can pilot like mech samurai with like brain worms, and so there's stuff like that going on. And the campaigns are like 2, 3, maybe 4 campaigns long, so it's like, or sessions long, so it's not like some huge drawn out campaign. There's a whole bunch of mini ones. The art is fantastic. The card gameplay, and whether you play it on the left or the right, that's super cool. Everybody has a weakness, you got to deal with that. There's a lot to love about it. It stands on its own, and especially among even all these games, as something unique and something I'm very happy to have so much of. So super cool about that. Then down below on that, again, more Mythic Battles Pantheon. More. So yeah, more, always more. Okay, up here, more Batman. These games, they take up too much space. Then we also have the Nemesis Uprising expansion. Very difficult, but a very, very pretty game for sure. I helped them out, and so part of helping them out was actually seeing the product. So if nothing else, I own it just for that, just be able to hold it and see it. Because actually, what we ended up focusing on when I got to talk to them about, I was like, you have a beautiful game here. It's produced very well. Talk about quality. You guys are making quality stuff. At the end of the day, all of this stuff, super expensive, takes a lot to store, all physical. And because it's physical products, not some digital thing, it needs to look good, it needs to feel good. I mean, that's part of interacting with the world around us. And I like being surrounded by nice things. So anyway, that's why I surround myself with you guys so much. All right, so next up we have the proper Townsfolk Tussle. So this is the actual one from their first campaign, I believe. And again, kids loved it a lot of fun. Great little roguelike game. It's a boss battler, but it's different than a lot of others because most boss battlers are just such a big, hefty slog of a campaign. And that's not, I mean, I love a hefty slog of a campaign, don't get me wrong. But sometimes, again, I just want to be able to play, and so doing that is fun. In fact, the only thing I don't necessarily like about it is that it's still kind of campaigny. I almost just want to have a one-and-done thing, but I struggled to do that when there's a campaign option. Normally, it's a campaign option playing a campaign. It's one of those things, kind of like skipping side quests or fillers in anime or something like that. I can't skip things. I gotta suffer through the stuff I don't want even. Cthulhu Death May Die, the main one's down here, so this is the little expansion there. The Unspeakable box, really enjoy it. My wife loves it, probably her second favorite game, actually. She loves Death May Die. She's been painting a lot of the minis, actually, which is kind of cool. It's nice to have her paint the minis for me, so I can just paint Warhammer stuff. But no, and terrain lately. Anyway, really fun. Staple, we're definitely going to keep it. We've played every mission at least once, some of them many times, quite a few of them several times. So we've gotten a lot of time with this. We haven't played it in a while. She's been wanting to paint it and then play it fully painted. And we have so many other options. You know, you can only play so much, but it's something that I'll probably keep for a long time because years from now, she would still want to get that to the table and play it, I imagine. So let's see. I don't know what this box is. This box is, you know, I hate these cardboard boxes, by the way. This used to be a big thing. This is Zombicide civilian extras from the Invader. So we'll talk about that with Invader, which is right over there, you can see, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, yeah, I don't like these boxes. They just don't look good. I store them like this, typically. I know a lot of people will face them forward and then fit more back. Usually, you can fit more this way and one space of premium. That being said, I am clearing up some space, so yeah, we'll see. Because we're about to get quite a few games that are still to be sent out. We'll talk about that as well. But anyway, no, Zombicide, obviously a classic. So down here, bloop, right down here, Twisted Fables. I should play that more. Fantastic game. Twisted Fables is fantastic by Dimension Games and one of my favorite little card battler, deck builder, you know, 2-player games that it's just a lot of fun. You actually play up to 4 players and it works really well too. And they're all actually playing. It's not just like some silly thing. So yeah, it's really good. Like I enjoyed it a lot. And besides one character, it's got some great art and some great kind of, you know, like female fighters and stuff like that. So my daughter really enjoyed it. Again, minus one character that kind of negates all of that, but whatever, you know, it was perfect. Anyway, fantastic game. And also foil cards. Love it. Cthulhu Death May Die. And then another box. This is more Street Fighter. Again, I hate these cardboard boxes. Beautiful minis in that, though. Really, really great. So, yeah, of course I have that. All right, then down below here. Way down here. Hello. Okay, we're like way down here. We got Solomon Kane. We got quite a few Solomon Kane. I want to go and show you the next side, too. A lot of Solomon Kane. Yeah, so it's a lot. But it's really, really great. I have not been through it all yet still. That being said, it was one of the games I probably played the most before doing a review, just because I enjoyed doing it. Like, it was actually hard to stop playing it to film the review, which tells a lot about how much I enjoyed the game. I really did. And at first I didn't. But yeah, this was one that I had late backed. And so I bought most Mythic games when they were, you know, actually making them and delivering them. And I still have hundreds of dollars with them still that we'll see if I get it. But Solomon Kane, fantastic. And it's good games like that really hurt when, you know, Mythic games kind of, they haven't gone under, but they've gone level. I don't know what that means, but hopefully that makes sense. Like, they're not doing so well right now, which is super unfortunate because I loved their games. Solomon Kane being well among them. Fantastic quality and a ton of fun. And again, unique. It's one of the few games I'll play solo. So yeah, definitely stay in the collection, probably forever. Who knows what forever even means. Okay, next we have, I'm going to go all the way up here, Aeon Trespass Odyssey. So we have Aeon Trespass Odyssey. It's that ugly white box. Sorry, it's ugly. You just can't tell anything, right? Like this you can tell because the shiny on the matte black works, but white on white, it just looks like a white thing. This is Kingdom Death Monster. The Gambler's Chest is coming. It's actually a real thing. Maybe. I don't know. So I haven't technically seen it yet. So maybe we'll do that when I believe it. Or I'll believe it when we get that. Rising Sun. Probably a game I'm not going to keep. Though I did paint a lot of it. Wasn't my favorite one. I felt the balance was a little weird on some of them. I didn't like having all the monsters. It's one of the reasons I'm glad I only have the base Blood Rage. Just swapping out monsters in different seasons, as it were, not quite as fun. Getting all the Kickstarter exclusives and stuff like that too. Really cool game, I guess, but I liked Blood Rage a lot more. So, got the Dynamo box there. Six Siege, that's the prototype. Really, really great game. Again, backed it. We'll see if I ever get it. Hopefully. That's that. Oh, down here, we got more Zombicide, of course. So, Rue Morgue, this was one of the first games I bought, actually. Oh, let me make sure you don't fall. Don't want you to fall. There you go. Okay, so this was right when I started pretty much gaming, is when I got this. And we played all the missions. It was one of the few games I had back when I didn't even have a Calyx shelf, and didn't need one really either. Obviously, that's now changed. And I have the Zombicide Invader right next to it. I liked Invader. It's kind of got a different feel of everything. I don't have a lot of sci-fi games. So even though I like pretty much every version of Zombicide I've ever played, because they're all different flavors, but it's like different flavors of ice cream, and they're also all fruit flavored. So it's like, oh yeah, I really like that strawberry. Ooh man, yeah, that cherry's good too. Ooh, the blueberry's good too. It's like, yeah, they're different, but they're also not. But I now have a sci-fi game that I can play a lot more, and I'm getting more. But for now, you'll notice there's just not a lot of sci-fi, so I like to have that as kind of an option. So, and I think it's one of the more different ones when it comes to the inside-outside thing. So there's that as well. All right, then. Down here, we have a little bit more Solomon Kane. There's the Rise of Moloch. Again, fantastic game. Really like that one. And then down here, we have the Nanolith prototype. I believe this one, it might be one I'm sending out. I need to check in my second wave. So the first one is all downstairs, ready to be loaded into the van once the van's available. I'm going to bring it all to the UPS store and inundate them with boxes. So excited to get that out. Sorry, it's late. But anyway, that's what a lot of these next ones are going to be, but not all of them. So let's start down and go up this time. So I have to get back down here. All right. So down here, you kind of have my, I don't know. This is like the games I don't like. Let me kind of explain that a little bit. So this was a gift I bought for my wife. It's actually a really good 2-player game. It's actually quite a lot of fun. 4-player is garbage, though, and that was the last we played it, actually, and not fun. Actually, it was 3-player. And it's one of those things where you just, like, split up a 2-player game, so you're just doing half of it. But she's a big fan of the game, and so was I. Same with this Kingdom Hearts Talisman was a gift to my daughter, and I made it a rule that she would read the rule book and teach us, which I thought was kind of cool. She never read the rule book, though. Can't really blame her. I hate rule books as well, but it also means we never played it. Then we have The Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. That one was one I've played quite a bit, especially with my family. It was a lot of fun. Again, in one of the earlier ones, we were playing that. We're playing Manchikoro. We'll get to all those, of course. But yeah, I really like Deception. It's a fun little interesting game. It's easy to play. There's a lot of like if you like the people you're around, it's really good. I don't know if it'd be as great with like a random group, like at a meetup, but for a friend's family, it's quite a lot of good. And then we have this game. I actively hate this game. This is a terrible game. I will never play it again. However, we still have it because it was a gift, again, to my wife, and so it never goes away. We will have that terrible game forever. All right, next we have some more oddballs. Again, you notice this section, not as much care. In fact, I'll probably end up putting some of this over here, just so it's not even in camera, so you guys don't even see it, because a lot of this isn't, but not all of it. Some of it is. Blood Rage, again, fantastic, love it. I love the retail version. I'm happy I got the retail version. So, it's fine. It plays good. It's got variety. I don't need a bajillion monsters that, if it's good now, I don't want to fix something that's not broken, right? It's like, with like Rising Sun, some of those other ones, Zombicide, Kamana likes to add a lot of stuff, which is cool. But I always worry they're not really play tested as well. They break the balance. It's just like, this is the thing that everybody reviewed and loved. I'm fine with that. All right, next up we got the Dark Crystal board game. So this, again, was a gift. We have played it twice, I believe. So it can be fun as long as you go into it knowing it's a retail roll to move kind of silly game. But it has IP stuff going for it. Small World, again, an early edition. Really like Small World though. I love the how important it is to decide when to retire a species and when to keep going and stuff like that. And obviously the mechanic of putting coins on it. And there's just a lot of nuanced, well-made stuff there. I like Small World. And hey, it goes to show I like the genre, like area control, even if it doesn't have minis. The problem is most area controls these days have minis. It's not just the minis is why I like them. I mean, I like minis too, but I'll play a game without them, promise. Stuffed Fables. Fantastic. Really, really enjoyed that one. Played it with my daughter when she was much younger now, and it was a good fit for her. She was already like potty trained and stuff like that, but just talking through all that stuff, she could relate to so much of it. She liked the little buttons that you get. It's an adorable game. It plays well. It's one of the things where it's definitely like, it's not something I would personally play on my own ever, but I feel when you're playing with young children, it's important to get a game that they can play without too much help. and also one that you're not bored to tears with, right? And it was that good mix of not super complex, but also still enjoyable enough for me not to like hate my time doing it. But like, man, I'm doing this for her. That's for sure. Like, I had a good time. It's fun. I like it. Okay, next up, we have $35 Marvel Zombies, where I get to play as heroes. Take that, Kickstarter. I don't want to play a zombie version of any of the heroes. I actively kind of don't like the theme, just because it's kind of a terrible story in the comics, and it's all your favorite characters doing horrific and terrible and just disgusting things that it kind of makes you... It just kind of ruins how you look at them. It's like, I don't know if I want to watch Peter Parker, like, eat his like aunt and uncle. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. You know, like, it's that kind of junk. It's like, no. But I love playing superheroes. That's a lot of fun. And again, $35 and I didn't have to wait like a year for it. This really got me started on looking at buying even Kickstarter stuff retail, which I do now for a lot of stuff, like the DC deck building game. Earth Under Siege Flashpoint. Really fun game. A lot to it for sure. It's definitely a really meaty game, but very enjoyable. And I think they did better than Reichbusters, that's for sure. They did a great job with the stealth mechanic and stuff like that. Some of the tools you get are really cool. It doesn't have the like card combo system that it has. Still really solid. Really did enjoy that. More Magic the Gathering cards. I shove this stuff wherever I can. I think there's just some land in here though. Bloodborne. We'll talk about that when we get to the main thing. This is just here because it fits. DEI, love DEI. That being said, sadly, I have not played it since delivery. I haven't played the final version. I played the prototype a ton, though. Really did, really enjoyed it. So did my wife, so did my son. We all played. I remember that specifically, and we all had a blast doing it. So I like buying the cars from the stores, and I like the little 3D element of the terrain and stuff like that. A lot of fun. It goes to show that even Loose Matter Studio can make a good game. Who knew? Okay, moving on from that. Let's get up here. Okay. Lobotomy. Sadly, I have not played this. This is Lobotomy 2. Haven't played it since delivery. Eldfall Chronicles. This is a new edition. I will be playing this for sure. It's a great looking game. I already built some of the minis. I'm excited to actually kind of dive into it. And I was able to compress it down pretty good. This is little tokens from Magic the Gathering. I'll toss that. Over here I have some Dragon Ball Z card game, and then another Magic deck in there as well. And then here's the new one, the Rogue Angels. Just did an unboxing. That's a prototype here. Other than that, more Chronicles. Anasteer's going out. That's a prototype. Really, really fun, and it's probably one of the few ways any of you will ever play it. So super cool that I'm giving that out to one of you guys. I'm really happy about that. Avalonia, I have not given out yet. It's going to be probably one of the last things we ship out, because we're still playing it. My wife actually just has to play it like 2 days ago. Maybe even yesterday. I think it was yesterday. This is the Kingdoms Forlorn prototype. Again, sending that one out. That's a lot of fun. It's definitely pretty meaty though. Up here we got a little bit more Batman. The Malia. I think I'm saying that right. That'll be going out. Uprising, there's the main one. You can see I was reading the rule book, but I didn't want to put it back in the box, so it's sitting there. And then way up there, supporting one of my bars. I don't even know if I'm... There it is. Yep. Forbidden Fortress, Shadows of Brimstone, way up there. There's more of it down here on the other side of the room. I'll share how that's stored. That's interesting. Otherwise, Arquise just went up there. That's brand new. That is a legendary dragon for Arena. We'll talk about the rest in a little bit. Coming back over here, we got the more giveaway stuff here. So this is just an extra copy here. Forget who sent this to me. It was sent to send out. And then some Tenera stuff. Still going to wait on that. And a whole bunch of sleeves because I don't want to spend 3 hours doing it. Dungeonology. Kind of a meh game. I backed it. I wish I hadn't. I don't know what I was thinking of. Waste Knights was sent for an unboxing, so showed that off. We got some Archon Studio stuff. Love their minis and stuff. The Wolverine tank. If I played Imperial Guard, or if I knew somebody who needed it, that's probably a good pick for you guys. Here's some minis. I think more minis in here. The Witcher Old World, again, fantastic. We got the kind of the big box here, and then the other one here. This is to send off, so that's why it's separate here. But like I got it afterwards, so like it'll be later. Probably next giveaway. I don't think it's this one. I don't think so. All right, we got Cyber Odyssey. Again, this was to kind of unbox it and look at some of the new changes, some of the differences. So we got that. That'll also be sent off. Zaria, I can never say that. Beautiful box. Also sent just to unbox and kind of show off. I think I'm giving that away. Kabula. I had a lot of fun with it. It's super silly. I don't think anybody picked it. So it's just, this is chilling here with me, but that's cool. I like it. Hashtag prototype. We get a lot of the prototype stuff. This was one, kind of feel unfortunate about this. Spectre, Ops, and Kung Fu Panda. Meant to play that and didn't. Still might. But I fear my kids have grown out of one, and the other one's too complex for the people I'd play it with, like my mother. I don't know how much she'd enjoy sitting and playing that. And he plays the bad guys, which isn't as fun as playing as James Bond. Star Wars Trivia, again, another gift. Then we have The Kingdom Come, the board game. Again, another one where probably the only way to ever play this is through that and the APK I have access to. So that's kind of cool to be able to give away. And then down here, you're going to see Star Wars Rebellion. Love it. Love it. Star Wars Rebellion's awesome. Love playing that. And then here we have Stone Saga. So again, did a review of that as well. Okay, so let's explain this a little bit. Let's start with Frosthaven up there. Still in the box. Didn't even open it. I backed it. I should have unboxed it. I got it super late. I was like the last 1% of people that got Frosthaven. And like, so there's not even a big point in unboxing it video-wise. Not a lot of people are going to watch it. And it's not that I'm after views. It's just if not a lot of people are interested in it, what the heck does it matter? But who's going to watch like 3 different unboxings? Like, especially once you've already seen it. So kind of a wasted thing there. I was hoping to kind of cover it a little bit. I'm still going to look through it so that I'm aware of it. But, Okay, let's talk about all of this. So this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say that too many SKUs, too many options can be a bad thing. It's a logistical nightmare. This goes all the way back. I have like 3 or 4 of these. I have one here. I have one up there. I have one up there. I think there's like 2 more behind this. I have just one of these, but then I have like 3 of these. Like, they sent so much, and they didn't mean to. We're going to come down here a little bit so I can talk to you a little bit about this. When you have that many, it's kind of a mess. So they sent one for me to see, obviously, early on. And then when they sent another batch for me to see, they sent it as well as the other stuff. And then I think they may have sent 1 or 2 for like a giveaway or something like that. But then I even got an email because they were like, hey, we're about to send you like the all-in. And I bought an all-in as well. So I got my all-in. That's where the 1 Tenaris box came from. And they responded to the email because it was like sent to me. And they were like, no, he doesn't need any more. And then guess what? About a month later, I get it all again. There's like another all-in. So they just sent so freaking much. And it's because it's hard to track everything when you're giving away so much or you're delivering so much. And it's why they had issues where like they had stock and they didn't have enough stock of certain items in different countries and had to ship it through all that. That's what I'm talking about. It eats away your profits dealing with all that. Just logistically, it's a mess. But you have like 500 different products to sell through like 4 or 5 different campaigns on Tenaris. So it's a ton of stuff to figure out what needs to go where and in what quantity. And it's a mess. It's a mess. So that's what I mean. Like when you have that many products, it just eats away your profits. There's no way that's as profitable as just having less. Maybe. I don't know. What a thought. Uprising, again, that's for a giveaway. They sent that specifically for it, so it's in wrapping. Obsidia. Obsidia is a little indie game that I backed. And I am so sad I haven't played this. It's probably my biggest regret for not playing. I need to sit down and play this. It looks like a lot of fun. I love the art. The art is fantastic. I love indie stuff like this. This was by Play Particle in 2020. Anyway, a super little cool game. You kind of move around and do stuff. It's neat. I dig it. Too far. Deep Madness. Again, a thing I bought and never played. This is probably the longest running unplayed game I have. It's just a big old hefty rule book in the way, so I haven't quite done it yet. But I got the storage box and everything. You can see it's all damaged up, but I didn't ask for a new one because companies pretty much shouldn't offer this ever. I've never heard of a company making money on offering a big empty box. Typically, they lose money. offering that, especially when it comes to replacements, because it's very easy to get this stuff damaged. And then somebody wants a new one. And then what are you going to do? Send them, like, eat the bill to ship that all empty? That's gross, man. That's real gross. So, yeah, very difficult. If you didn't offer a big box at the beginning, I wouldn't do it at the end. In fact, I'm not sure I'd do it at the beginning either. I know it's convenient. It's kind of cool, but when they get like this big and stuff, it costs so much. I know for a fact they lost money selling these. Not profitable. Not a good business offer, really. Just logistically speaking. Gloomhaven. There's a lot of dust on here. Take that as you will. Bloodborne. Bloodborne, a huge disappointment for me. I am such a big fan of the IP. Love the video game. One of the few video games I have played multiple times. Normally I don't have enough time to play the same one over again, but I love Bloodborne. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, the game, some good minis, some really actually kind of bad minis, and the gameplay is just so unlike what you would think you would make a Bloodborne game. A lot of it, like the actual card play is good, but a lot of the other rules and timers and stuff like that, not so much, especially for a co-op experience. I house rule it, and then it's fun that way, but it just doesn't get picked anymore. We went through a few campaigns. I did the review after that, and then it's kind of whatever. I got other options, but kind of makes me a little sad. And then way down here, you'll see the other Uprising here, and then Darkest Dungeon. This is also for a giveaway. So when you guys are getting the Darkest Dungeon, congrats on that. Darkest Dungeon, fantastic game, really enjoyable, and yeah, a blast. We're almost done with this wall. Then we have another wall, but it's a much quicker wall. Okay, Bloodborne, already talked about that. Arena, already talked about that. There's one thing up here, so let's get up there. And talk about this one. So, we have Final Fantasy card game. Again, bought it for my daughter. Have not played this one yet, but want to. More Dragon Ball Z game. We have played that. Quite enjoyable. I had a Meta Cooler set where I had like infinite cards. It was ridiculous. It was very, very, very in line with Dragon Ball. More Bloodborne, some minis, some Oko, some Monster Hunter. Need to send these out still. And that is it on that. Let's go ahead to the other side here. Now, this is a little different. So I'm going to flip over here. Okay, so I have a lot of Warhammer here. I know it's a lot of gray. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. In fact, I just recently started graying all of this out because it's eventually going to all look kind of like that. But it's not there yet, but it will be. I just got some foam board. I'm going to put it on there. It's going to be nice. But this, yeah, I need to fix all this. Necrons, Sisters of Battle. Some Space Marines I'm not currently using in the battle that's on that table. We got Death Guard down here. We got Custodes down here, plus another Chaos Knight. We got a little bit of Chaos here, some terrain. It's kind of a mess. Here we have Deep Madness. This is the other big box. More Dungeons and Lasers. A random junk shelf. It's not even a game. This is the rest. Let me come down here. This is the rest. This is fun. This is the rest of the Forbidden Fortress, Shadows of Brimstone. I actually keep it in a little box like this, and I'll probably swap the next one to it too. Excuse me, Space Marines Codex that I don't need anymore. You can go back in there. And this is how I used to store pretty much every game that I was actively playing, because it can often be quicker on setup. Like, if you have to pick a character out, you just hand them this, and if it has all the characters in it, then they just are able to pick your character and go, right? And so, just a little more organized when it comes to the actual, like, minis. Alright. Got a lot of different books, some comics. Creative Game Studio, I think this is Madara Neoprene Mats. We got some more books here, some sprues, minis. My cat ate half that box. This is Limbo Eternal War. I love Limbo. I do. Limbo is fun. I've had a blast with Limbo Eternal War. Alright, next up. You know, this is eventually, I think, going to be my tabletop stuff. I'm going to have terrain, minis. I'm going to light it up. It's going to be a lot better. So right now I do have some Infinity here. Have Fallout Wasted and Warfare. Have quite a bit of that. Have a little bit of weird stuff. And then that's it. Then down here we have the Battlegrounds Masters of the Universe. Really great. This is my next project, is these two Cobalt Foundry terrain, so I'll be doing some of that. This just has a few extra bits in here. And then down here we have more Street Fighter and Machi Koro, the Bright Lights Big City Edition. That was a Target exclusive for a while there, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It has all the expansions, and I love Machi Koro. I like building my little city. My wife always picks the red cards because she hates people. I always pick the cards that build off of each other. So I'm like, I have so many forests. You know, it's fun. I like it. It's good fun. All right, we have a random Greater Unclean one here. He's just kind of chilling. He is like fully magnetized, so you can swap his head or his arms or whatever, you know, whatever your fancy is. Some more terrain here, some objective markers. Their crystals are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so they're even numbered if you want. We have some infinity terrain way back there. Almost done, guys. Here we have some more Smog. Again, I need to organize some more Batman. Here's some more Limbo stuff. We got Scarface 1920 here. That is another great game. That is actually super cool. I've only just started getting into it, but so far I like what I see. More books. A random assortment of minis. Definitely need to take care of this better. Same with here. It's just junk. Then we have more minis here. And then we have some prototype stuff. We got Wolfenstein here. And then a few more oddballs there, including Cora Quest and Heroes of Might and Magic. And that's it, guys. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this little look into my games. Talking about them just a little bit. You know, I could talk about games till, you know, the sun goes down. If that, we might do that. We'll see. But that's it. That's what I'm doing right now. That's where I'm at right now. Constantly getting in more games. Hopefully getting rid of a few games. Let me know your thoughts on any of these and my reasonings why I might or might not have them. And, oh, shoot. How did I miss that? Shield. Another super cool, super unique game, and a great story on how Lunar Oak Studio was able to deliver that at such an indie way. Just awesome. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have, guys. Before I find even more games tucked away, so found some more games. It happens. Okay, we got the Leviathan box. A painting I wasn't happy with. Some more minis. We got Hate, of course, Hate. We got Wolfenstein up here. This is the prototype, I believe, up here. We got Claustrophobia 1643 up here. This is all shipping boxes and stuff. And then Madara, which I need to play more of. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much to my patrons and YouTube members for just allowing me to film a fun video like this. Even if it doesn't get as many views or anything like that, I had a blast with it. Hopefully you got to know me a little bit more and maybe how I think through things a little bit. You can see a bit how messy I am with some of these board games. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. And I went through it, like some games I just forget I even have. Do you get to that point where you have so many that you're just like, oh yeah, that little game. I was going to play that game. Shoot. Happened a few times. If you want to be able to vote on future videos, go on and sign up. Even $1 a month helps out so much. Again, that's Patreon down there below. I'm going to be having a live stream here real soon, so you can participate in that. A lot of good stuff there. So feel free to check that out. Thank you so much for your support. Take care, guys. Bye.